Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of Australian Survivor, Brains v Brawn II.
Deuce, baby.
This is episode 3. I'm Jonny Fairplay, joined by my favorite Titan, don't tell anyone, Eden Porter.
Thank you very much for having me, Johnny. We are back again for episode 3, rounding out the week. Lots of fun to be had. Lots of very messy gameplay, but we enjoy messy. This is being referred to as the Gabon of Australian Survivor, and I'm here for it.
That's one of the meanest things anyone's ever said about a season of Australian Survivor. Randy Bailey is turning over in his grave right now.
Pull it out for Randy.
Yeah. I got going with the Iron Maiden Trooper British lager today.
Hey, look at that.
Look at there, Eddie. So for those of you wondering, technology has been cured and fixed.
I'm not dead.
We called Kent over. He's a master of all things in his mind, and he is.
We're looking good. We're looking good now.
Yes, he. In addition to being a Komodo dragon and a praying mantis. Also I guess a bullseye, a marksman instructor, shooting instructor.
Shooting instructor, yeah.
Yes, he is also a computer repair guy.
He can do everything. He can do it all, mate.
Well, in his mind.
Yeah.
I do have to say this. There is a certain survivor on this cast that has not liked some of the verbiage I've used talking about them.
Oh, really?
To that survivor, we're making a fun, entertaining podcast. This is all about fun. I'm sure you're wonderful in real life. And yeah. B, your show ain't CGI, motherfucker. We're not making shit up. So,
oh mate, it's on now. This is happening. This is happening,
yeah,
Johnny.
Yeah. So I mean, right? I mean, like, are we? Is this a fan fiction podcast?
This is fan fiction. No, this is. Look, we said it before. This is a portrayal of characters on a TV show that we're talking about, and we're going to have fun, and we're going to take the piss, and it's all in good humor, and we know that in real life everyone is a very multi-layered, faceted person, but we are seeing two-dimensional versions of people potentially. But we know we're seeing two-dimensional people here, and so we're just having a bit of fun. We're just
two-dimensional at best.
One? Can you be one-dimensional?
I don't possibly. Who's to say? All right, it's episode 3, and shockingly not on the Brains tribe. Zen has figured out every variation and permutation of beans and rice.
Don't you love that? I think he was making hot dogs at one point, hamburgers.
Sure, but I don't feel like any of those things actually happened. Would he be the Bubba Gump of Survivor?
That means who's the Lieutenant Dan then?
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Yeah, okay.
But there's a few options. For those of you scoring at home, subtracting the imaginary hot dogs and hamburgers that were not happening, there are beans.
Mm-hmm.
There's rice.
Correct.
There's beans and rice.
Yep.
And there's rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
Rice
and beans. So, thank you.
Franks and beans.
Franks and beans. There we go. So we get right. You get portions. You get rations for like 3 days at a time when you're out there, and you get your rice and you get your beans, and you can burn through it, or you can try and portion it out. Right? Did you get anything like that? Did you? Back in your day when you were out there, is it pretty?
So, New Era Survivor, they get basically nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
So, but there is like a mango tree or whatever. So on Pro Islands, we had the marooning. So we bought stuff on the
Yeah,
island.
that's right. Yeah.
And I can't remember if they gave us rice or if they gave us the big bag of rice or we bought the big rice. I feel like they gave it to us. But then my season, you could, if you want, when you won a reward, you got to loot the other tribe.
That's right.
And we ate very well, and we took their rice from the other tribe.
Their rice, yeah.
And then before every tribal, which is so on during the marooning, we bought 5 lighters.
Oh yeah.
And so that's how we made fire. We had lighters. So second half, like post merge. Before every tribal, I would hide all the lighters, and there was a bag of lentils and a bag of beans. I would hide all of those things before every tribal, and I would tell. I was just like, I will tell you where these are after
when I get back. So that's next level.
Yeah,
that's great.
Like, you're not going anywhere. I'm like, I feel like I'm guaranteeing it.
I love that. I think that's fantastic, mate. No one was playing the game like that back then.
No.
So,
but yeah, allegedly new era. They don't do that, and according to Jeff, it's better. He's wrong. It's not better. I think 47 days is a bit extreme. I really feel 39 days was the sweet spot.
Mate, it worked for a long, long time. And it was good. It was a good point because you socially, you really got to connect with people. The hunger really kicked in. The being away from home really kicked in at that point. I just don't think, like 20-something days, there are people that are out there for a couple of weeks going like, oh man, I'm really missing my partner. I'm like, you go away on trips longer than that. Like, yeah.
Like I'm literally doing a tour in which I'm gone longer than the new era.
Wow, that's wild. That's wild.
And that tour, guess what? You can be there too. It's coming up the 16th of March. I will be in Sydney. That's right, Grove Bar. Beautiful location. However, limited to 60 people only. And general admission starts at 7:15 p.m. And we're doing trivia throughout the night. I have hundreds of pictures of Australian and U.S. Survivor players. Everyone's going to leave with something. However, if you want to do VIP, which I suggest you do, why? Because you get preferred seating. You get in there early. There is a meet and greet. You get a signed autograph picture of myself, King George, and Ferris. Oh, yeah, King George and Ferris. They're my VIP guests for that one. And there's going to be a raffle. No additional money to be paid, but if you are a VIP, you're automatically in the raffle, and one VIP will win a signed Rebels buff, which is nearly impossible to find, is the word on the street.
Very hard.
And and you can attest to that, Eden.
I've got mine from the show, and that's it. You cannot get them anywhere.
So go to survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. And wait, there's more. The next evening, I will be in Melbourne with my good friend. Oh my God, look at that handsome guy. Eden Porter, you're going to be there.
And, there he is, in the flesh.
In the flesh. Emerald Peacock, we were there last time. Eden, ticket sales through the roof already on this thing.
Mate, they want to come see the big dog right here.
They do. And that dog is big, folks. Eden is 6'12".
Yeah.
General admission 7:15 and 6 p.m. VIP. That's right, survivortix.com. Tickets for both these things. So this, again, preferred seating. You get the meet and greet. I will be coming with signed posters from King George and Ferris. So you get your poster. If you can't make it to Sydney the night before, I will be bringing posters for the VIP signed by King George and Ferris. But wait, there's more. I will have a season 47 buff signed by who? Genevieve. Heard you guys liked her. She was kind enough to help us out with this. How cool is that?
So cool. We love Jen.
Yeah. So, and guess what? We'll be watching Australian Survivor while I'm there. So, yeah. So get your tickets right now, survivortix.com. VIP for both these will sell out. Sydney's is just ridiculously selling out because there's only 60. So I suggest you get your tickets now. All right.
Let's get to it, Johnny.
Let's get to it. So it's day 6. Kent is a mastermind to a party of 1. And I think I may have figured out the Kent problem here.
Okay, hit me.
I think Kent is a fan of the show.
He is. He definitely is.
I think he loves the show. And I don't think anyone clued him in on where your great players, your Jonny Fairplays of the world, your Golden Gods of the world, your King Georges of the world. For 12 episodes or so, the Eden Porters of the world. You do your damage in confessionals.
Correct.
Okay? Eden is like, you know how women are. They can't, they think they. He's saying this to the women.
So I've got this in my notes as well. What Kent does, he says the quiet bit's loud and the loud bit's quiet. That's exactly what he does. And there's so many things at times that I think he's in a confessional and then it pans out and he's talking to Allie.
Yeah. I'm like, this guy, like, I think he just watched it and he's just like, man, I love Jonny Fairplay. Just says all these horrible things in front. And I'm like, I'm saying that to a camera guy, a producer, and the person that I'm making sure is standing guard on watch to make sure no one else is hearing these things.
Yeah, exactly. I know. You missed that training day in Survivor 1-on-1.
Oh my God. Holy smolies. This, I mean, could be the worst. Who knows? Well, guess what? Logan is a wag, and
do you know what a wag is, John? Do you know what a wag is?
It's a player's wife. Is it an acronym?
Yeah, it's wife and girlfriends.
Oh, you know what? Can I give you the definition that I have?
Yeah.
Logan is a wag. Sorry,
Oh, how did I walk into that?
Thank you, Zen. There's more of these to come. Don't worry.
Oh, Zen.
Yeah. So Logan is smoking hot, not on the island.
Oh.
As well, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, she's
different. It's a different presentation.
Well, understandably.
Yeah, it's like if you're watching Deal or No Deal Island, it's Parvati during the excursion and then Parvati at the temple.
Yes,
2 different people.
So,
another Cara, the Duchess of Double Bay.
Yeah, same.
Attractive woman on the show on Brains versus Brawn. Okay.
Yeah.
Real life. Holy smoke! Who are you kidding me? She's a smoke show.
Now, to me, this was Logan's coming out episode. She was all over this episode.
Yeah.
She got her package at the start, and it really, almost out of nowhere, it really confirmed that she was in a fantastic position. Everyone's giving her information, everything's coming to her, everything's flowing through her. Everyone thinks they're her number one. It was just like all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, wow, Logan is really running things.
I thought Laura was the leader of the coven because she's a witch, but no, this is Logan and her gal pals.
Yeah. So much so that people are just gonna offer up any information that comes this way to her in particular.
Yeah, if Laura wasn't there, this is the Mimosa Mafia.
Yeah, good. But I'm liking, as long as they don't go too heavy on the witch stuff.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Like, it's a good theming, it's a good narrative, it's good. Alliance always needs a name or a theme around it, so I think that's good. Did you like? I actually really liked Allie's got on me a little bit as well. I really liked Allie's eyes opening. You know, when they were doing the little seance thing around the well.
Yeah,
and she's sort of opening her eyes, going like, "What am I involved in here?"
Yeah, I do that. I do that at church when people are praying to see who else isn't praying, because I am, but I'm just making sure that everyone else is.
Yeah, good.
I guess point number 1. We saw the Logan package, and then they go to the little cup. I'm like, which one is Logan? Like literally, I'm not kidding. I had no idea. Like it was down to 3, possibly 2, which one Logan was after the video. I'm not kidding.
But now she's burned into your retinas now, yeah?
Much like Mark on Severance. Once I hit the elevator, not so much. You try as you may. You cannot burn images past 2 minutes into your retinas.
Yeah.
I have a bit of intel for you, Eden. Are you aware that Laura was an alternate and a last, like basically hours before you're in?
Oh, that I was not aware of that. That's my story as well. So that's good. Shout out to the alternates. I love a good alternate. But what an alternate coming in at the last minute.
How is she an alternate?
Yeah, how is she not already on the cast? Like that's a casting dream.
You got a witch. You got a good witch.
Yeah, a good witch. Good
yeah,
witch.
I mean, anyone like there's plenty of witches out there that's just like, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't need that witch on my show.
I don't need a broomstick wielding witch on the show. I've seen that before, but this is a different type of witch, and so I didn't know that. That's good intel.
So like a Carney tarot card, I'm just like, the crystal ball.
No.
Yeah, it's a you know what, I may this is so good. Once again, I will not share it here. This is a pay to play type deal. I have a fortune teller / witch story that I will share with everyone that's VIP in Melbourne.
Great. Sell those tickets, mate. That'll get them in.
Yeah.
Get them all juiced up.
Want a good Carney fortune teller witch story.
I love a good witch story.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Kent is not the vibe of the coven.
No, he's not. Remember, this is off the back of the hat burning bomb drop at Tribal Council.
Yes. All right. Please explain, because we lost you technology wise at the end of last episode. In what universe does it make sense for Kent to be like, hey, just a heads up? I mean, I am the epitome of evil, possibly the greatest superhero bad guy of all. A lot of people mistake me for Thanos, but I'm not. Nope, you're not. I burnt the hat. They're like, oh, nice to know. With that, you have taken care of the next vote for us.
Yeah, the only way he was getting through that, if they possibly won the next immunity and they just had a little bit more time for someone else to step their foot in it. But straight away, them going back there, I just couldn't. There is no strategic benefit at all of him admitting to burning that hat when nobody knew about it. It's not like someone else was going to out him. That's the only, if someone else was going to be like, I'm going to start telling people like Kent did it, then you'd come forward first. But no one knew about it. It was under he was keeping it under the hat, and literally the burning hat. But I couldn't think of one possible reason other than just like, I'm excited I did this move. I still think he was trying to do a homage to Russell burning the socks, and he just wanted people to know about it. He just wanted to be.
He couldn't take not getting the credit for it.
Yeah, he couldn't hold it.
The instant gratification. So I will say this. I think Miles is a poor choice as the scapegoat.
100%. 100%. Like no one is going.
Because looking now, AJ would have been a good choice.
AJ would have been perfect. Like, personality-wise, Rich could have done it, but the girls have got into Rich.
Yeah.
So they're not going to turn on him.
AJ would have been the move there.
AJ would have been
But if you're paying attention, like, you know how the edit of Miles is the cute, lovable nerd?
Yeah.
I don't think this tribe gives a fuck about the cute, lovable nerd either.
Oh, you mean they'll just cut him when they need to?
Well, I don't think, in Survivor Past, we've seen the cute, lovable nerd, like, either the girls take him under their wing or the muscle guys are like, hey, we beat up someone like you our entire lives. Let's be nice to you for once.
This is sneaky Stevie. Like, this is the lads all getting like, hey, look at you, mate. Yeah. All the girls going like, oh, he's one of us. He's one of us.
Yeah. I'm
I
not
think
seeing
you
any of
might be
that.
right.
Yeah, I think it's just like Miles is a fish out of water, and that is the beginning and end of that story.
I tell you what, with Miles, he's done a good job at keeping his head down and being the alternate vote. Like, he actually hasn't blown up again. Like, his edit sort of dropped off a little bit, but he has put his head down and he's gone, like, I just need to get through these couple of votes. There's enough other people popping their heads up, like you can and stuff like that, that he can sort of get his feet underneath him. But at the same time, man, being the alternate vote when everyone is piling on and all Kent has to do is play an idol and you go home, just basically like what happened with Candy. Like, man, that's such a risk. I wasn't willing to do that out there. I was not willing to just be like, I'm just going to chill out and I'm the alternate and hopefully it all works. I wasn't going to get myself in a position where someone could play an idol and I could get bounced home.
I
Always
don't
going to put
feel
next
there
to
was any other move for him but that move. I mean, I really feel he has no.
Well, he's got no agency. He's got no one tight that really wants to protect him at this point.
But I will say this, even though they're the Brains tribe, and when you think Brains, you think nerds, I feel like there's more nerds on the Brawn tribe.
Mate, it's in my notes as well. How did this Brains tribe get fooled with all these sort of blokey bloke guys?
Yeah.
Like, it's weird, isn't it? They're meant to be the Brains tribe.
Rich is not a nerd.
No.
Kalen is not a nerd.
Kalen is pretty big. Like, he's smart, but he's not. I wouldn't classify him a nerd.
No.
And then you've got Kent, who's definitely not falling into that category. Then you've got AJ, who's again, I wouldn't really call him a nerd per se.
No.
And then you've got Miles, and who are we missing? I don't know.
Well, I mean, even the women aren't nerd. Like in Indy and Karen, they're nerds.
Yeah. That's fine.
But otherwise, it's once again, it's Jeff Probst with the game changers means the people that change the game, great. Or if they had a second chance to play, how would they? No, that's not what game changers means. It is no. So, actually, I have a definition for game changers.
Oh, yeah, hit me.
Haley was on Game Changers.
They're the people that have changed the game, these game changers. That's my definition.
Yeah. Not Jeff's.
Not Jeff's. But I think AJ, we got AJ's package here as well. AJ's interesting. Like, we haven't seen much from him. And obviously we'll get to his disastrous move a bit later on. Yeah. But poker players, what are your feelings? Poker players and Survivor.
Okay, so I am friends with Jobert. What's his name?
Jean Robert.
Jean Robert. I met him. Well, I wouldn't go as. I mean, I think he would call us friends. He extended an invitation for several Survivor players to come to Vegas, and everything's on him. And beautiful man. I mean, very generous. We had an incredible evening. So
you sound like Todd trying to get his final tribal council vote there, John.
So, I mean,
he's just too good. He's too good a player. I had to get you out. You're such a big threat.
Yeah. So I don't know. I thought, as I said, in real life, I of course, I started Team Jean Robert just because, I'm a bad guy, but yeah. I was Team Courtney.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We were all Team Courtney. We loved
so as a result, Jean Robert was not. that alignment wasn't ideal. So Jackie, I felt like Jackie was kind of a dud. So once again, in real life, I've only heard the most incredible things. King George could not talk higher of another human being. So and I value King George's opinion. We've poker player wise. So this guy went from nobody dud to potentially this guy's winning the game and or controlling half the game in one episode. And I'm like, wow, you really need to watch the entire first week, huh? And then everything shuffles back into place because
everything just slowly shifts back. But it was an interesting thought, but he had no social capital at all. Like he didn't build connections with any for him
No,
to have
he
have a
went from I'm nobody to the openings. Well, he does reveal, he goes, hey, Indy, the smartest person in the game is gone. Now it's my chance. And I'm just like, Indy with slightly less social capital than you just left.
Yeah, exactly. But
smartest wasn't the prerequisite here on how to make a move.
Why do people think that they can just go up to someone and just go, hey, let's come with me. Let's just do this without building anything, and then expecting them to keep their mouth shut. And when it all goes pear shaped, it's like, do you not see the connections that are forming? When you're on the beach, my season, you could see Mark and the V's getting closer and closer, and there was no world that you would go up to one of them and say, "Hey,
let's get rid of Mark."
Let's get rid of Mark, guys. It just doesn't even compute. And the same way around, we weren't going. I wasn't pulling Mark aside, being like, "When do you want to cut the V's?" Because it's just awareness and it's relationship.
You just have to maneuver around the V's and just be like, hey, I know you and the V's are cool. I remotely like the V's, but at the end of the day, bros before hoes, right?
Yeah, invisible hands for everyone else. These ones. Yeah. But so that's AJ's package, another poker player. Let's see if you can do a bit better than some of the previous ones. Oh, then we're into the challenge, aren't we?
Time for reward. There is a floating net, get your flag, and they're playing for loaded fries. Now, I am not a big loaded fry. I don't mind a good loaded fry. I'm not against
Fairplay. Do not come here with your anti-potato rhetoric, my friend.
I like potatoes.
Potatoes are king.
Pretty much every morning, Eden, we take a fresh potato. I cut it this way, and then I cut it this way. I make fresh homemade hash browns almost every morning. Sometimes I use duck fat.
Oh
yeah.
Twice cooked.
Fiancé does not like that. She's more of an olive oil kind of girl. That's why I went. She's given me years of my life in multiple ways. She's an amazing woman. So, but no, I don't mind a loaded fry. However, a good, as you call them, chips, a good chip is a standalone vegetable.
Yeah, you are right. You don't need a lot of the fixins, as Jeff would say, to
fixins. Go. Would you like to open a fixins bar at the mall? What kind of fixins would you like, Stevie? That show was quite the roller coaster. Eastbound and Down, folks, season 1 and 2, and then we hit a huge plateau. Last season, Fixins Bar. I'm for it.
Yeah, mate. I love the fixins. I'm every season. I'm waiting for it. But I agree. You can just get away with just a hot chip any day of the week. It's so good. And this, at first, I honestly thought they were just going to give them that one bowl.
I literally have in my notes. Where is it at here? Australian Survivor, typically a little chintzy on the rewards. I remember I was turned on during the pandemic. I was turned on to Australian Survivor, and so we would watch it, and me and Matt Bish, and so I watched a couple seasons. I'm like, Matt Bischoff, you got to get in on this. He's like, I'm good. I'm just like, no, come on. He's just like, no, well, I hate US Survivor right now. I really don't want to watch. I'm just like, okay, well, this is what you miss. It's here. This is old Survivor. And so anyway, he's like, this is incredible. Oh my God. And then I'm just like, okay. I was like, contain that emotion when you see the rewards. And he's just like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're playing for one can of beer.
A beer.
A beer.
A tall boy. Yeah, exactly.
No, there's no, but that's not in the budget for a tall boy.
No, it's not. It's one of the mini cans. Just get one of the mini ones.
Yeah.
But I
was impressed there. So, but we saw this in the preview for the season, this challenge, and I'm here for it.
You love this one.
So as a viewer, I love this one. As a
As a player,
player,
not so much. Yeah.
I would demand that I face a woman, and
Oh, God.
B, I would make sure that it's a woman which would be, I don't think there's anyone I could beat, but just for argument's sake, I would make sure that I would be competing against Ursula or Noonan, because I just want to make that moment, and I want to burn
Yeah. Okay.
through stronger women, you
Yeah.
know. So yeah, like
Yeah.
I would look at that, like that. Here's my opportunity to have some fun, burn your strongest woman, and lose, because I'm losing to any guy.
Mm.
So, and as I said, I'm probably losing to every woman.
I'd love to see you and Raymond go at it.
I like Raymond's chances. He's squirrely.
He's squirrely. You'll get
Yeah.
there. You'll get on your feet. This was a absolute whitewash. This was a 5-0.
Yeah. Well, real quick, let's go through. It's Ursula versus Allie. Face palm by Ursula.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Eden, if you were scoring at home. Allie reveals she's definitely strong, and I'm like, yes, that is all Ursula brings to the table.
That's all she said. I heard she called herself strong at one point.
Maybe she should.
I overheard her.
She should mention it every time she talks.
I walked past one of her confessionals and she was talking about
it. I'm under the assumption that her confessionals are much like Kent talking to people, in which she's saying the same thing. Oh, all right. Next, it's Rich versus Ben. Rich trips. Rich is a pocket full of energy.
He is. He's a pocket rocket. And look, it's hard if you don't get the lay of the land.
Pocket rocket means something very different in America.
Oh, does it? What does it mean?
It's like the vibrator girls put in their.
I stand by my comment.
He's a pocket rocket.
Yeah. So, look, you got to get the lay of that. That bounce can be tricky, and if you don't get a feel for it, that's happening to so many people that trip out. So I'm not going to hold that against Rich.
No. Next is Petey versus Max. I'm like, oh, there's someone named Petey on the show. That's good. Next is Zen versus Kaylin. This was a battle. So, and of course, Kaylin slips out of the gate as soon as he starts. We saw Noonan later really get the feet prepared. But yeah, I like this. Once again, this is why I am not taking this seriously, because I'm not willing to risk hurting myself in any way for loaded fries.
Yeah. And that's what, and it's tricky, because when you're in the moment, you want to do it for the tribe, you want to put it all in, but it's not worth your entire game. No. Especially if you're not like, it's same. I'm in the exact same boat. Like, I'm not getting someone body slamming me onto my head and me breaking my arm just to get like loaded fries for the team. Yeah.
So no, I mean, like, there's AFL players that are on every season of Survivor that they love that and can do that.
Yeah, so, that's their thing.
Yeah, and if they break their finger, they're not telling anybody.
Yeah.
So
Zen, and it didn't look bad. It's like we've seen injuries before in Survivor where people's hands go this way, their legs go that way, and stuff like that. It looked pretty innocuous. It was just him. He's rolled his hand down. It didn't look too bad. He didn't notice it at the time.
Well, I thought he jammed his finger, and for me, that's like one of the biggest injuries I've ever had in my entire life, just jamming my finger.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, oh my god, like I the things I couldn't do for weeks if I had jammed my finger. So, but next it's Noonan versus Karin, and I love that Noonan looked kind of meek before. It's just like, oh, I don't know.
She's doing the old. Oh.
And I'm just like, oh wow, because the preview and I don't know if it was an act, if she knew something about Karin that we don't, but gore.
Gore.
She speared it out of her fucking boots.
Yeah. It was wild. It was great. It was great.
It was like it's as great as the fight was between Kaylin and Zen and the facepalm and all that. sorry, folks. Noonan won the reward.
Yeah, and that's why that shot gets played in like the promos and everything like that. It's just a great, it's great. It's great.
It's wonderful. I love it so much. So we did so on the premiere we don't get the cast opening credit screen on the
we don't.
episode.
That's episode 2. Yeah,
you get it starting episode 2, and then you can see some stuff. You're just like, oh, Noonan with the spear, and then I believe it's your girl Morgan with the arm thing. Which next time on Survivor is we see it coming up. I like when they burn through these pretty quickly because I don't like
spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler wise, and I hate it, it's just like fresh face whoever, and then their title screen, they look like ZZ Top, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I think unless you're Neve from Catfish, no one can grow facial hair that quickly, and they've probably been there for 4 weeks.
What a wild reference. Neve from
he
Catfish.
does have a lot of he's a hairy individual.
I know he is, but that was just a wild reference drop.
It just hit. Sometimes they just hit right. So so it's time for the reward. The Brawn win 5-0. They kill it, and at this point, it's been driving me crazy. I'm just like, who does Nash remind me of? Because there's someone, and it finally hits.
Who?
Nash's Jam with power.
Oh, there is a bit of yeah. Now that you say it.
Yeah.
Obviously personalities are very different, but just that's interesting.
Yeah, well, like Jam is so likable, and him and I have had our beef. We're good now, folks. So don't feel free to send him the timestamp. Jam at the beginning of the game is just like, hey, we all Jam with a little bit of power. He's not the nicest person. I mean, if you're Team Jam, it's great. If you're not Team Jam, it's not.
It's not so great.
And Nash with a little bit of power is Jam with the fullest amount of power.
Yeah.
So, but as I said, looks like they have a similar look and build and facials and and the smart. Like I was just like, fucking Jam.
That's good. It's Australia's very own.
It's very own Jam. So I wonder if he'll like this or maybe he'll get upset again.
Oh,
we
love Jam.
We
Jam
do.
Jam's great. We do.
Did I say too much?
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Spoiler. So.
Would you like me to use it? Would you like the definition of spoiler?
I'd love the definition of a spoiler.
That may have been a spoiler of who I was referring to earlier.
Yeah.
We love you. We love you, Nash.
We love Nash.
Oh, no, sorry, Jam. We love
So we've got loaded fries, and the actual loaded fries was amazing. There was so much there. It was absolutely wild. Yes. One thing I noticed, I had to feel bad for Kate, who Ben absolutely unloaded on her with his sweet chili sauce all down her arm. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
And then she had to sit there and eat her food with half her body covered in sweet chili sauce. I'm like, man, let the girl wash herself beforehand.
Yeah, she's gonna add like a little dip.
I know. They're like, no, you must eat.
I would have dipped.
I would have dipped.
You know what? Maybe not. I like a good sweet chili sauce. I prefer a hot sauce.
Do the old.
Yeah.
Do the old.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, double dip. He double dipped a chip.
Yeah. So, if you're wondering why they put their napkins at the bottom of the fries for no particular reason, there was a reason, because there's a map and a clue to which Polly Walnuts finds it, and we get a Polly Walnuts or Paul,
Package.
DJ Pauly D. We get a Pauly origin story.
Yep.
He's a good guy, but he's not a good guy.
Well, the one thing I've learned about ambulance drivers, they can also be rebels from my season, apparently.
Sure. Yeah.
They can be heroes, they can be rebels, they can be brawn, they can be brainy. So they can fill any category Survivor wants for them. But well, yeah, they just slot in anyway.
He could have been on the Hustlers or Healers tribe.
Yeah.
Because as a hustler, he's trying real hard, real fast to get the body.
To resuscitate. That's hustling, mate. Yes. I want someone hustling if my heart's flatlining.
Yeah, I mean, of the options.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm just a healer. I'm not a hustler.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry. Quick, get a hustler out here. Do we have a hustler? So our season, right? We had the clue in our bananas, and our winner ate one of the bananas and got the clue.
That was one of the coolest clue placements of all time. Even though if I win and I break a tooth on that stupid clue, I'm suing someone.
Hey, did you know? I heard this from This Is New Era. I heard this. You might already know this, but there was the season with Jonathan Young, like huge. Sure. Jonathan. Yeah. So there was a scene that they cut where they had hidden a clue inside a fish that they had given them as a reward. And when they were gutting the fish, you can see the clue like came out of inside the fish and flew on the ground, and no one saw it. And they just all went back and so they didn't show it in the show or anything like that. But that they hid a clue inside one of the dead fish that they gave them, which is quite. I haven't heard them do that before.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
And I'm not surprised that game bots wouldn't look for the new era. Fucking kill me. Hey, Eden, remember Survivor?
Oh, yeah, it was a show that was on about seven seasons ago, wasn't
it? Yeah, it was a show that was on about 7 seasons ago. Several seasons ago.
Yeah, sorry, several. Seasons.
Exactly, several seasons ago. It was a wonderful show. I mean, yeah.
But yeah, you like that one. Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
I can't. Oh, I'm back. I'm back. But Survivor's not.
No. But okay, so Paulie's got the advantage.
Yeah.
He pulled it out. He's gone for. I'm not a big fan of the instantly go for a walk after that.
I thought that was stupid. However, he does say the awareness of the Brawn tribe is not there that he's aware of. And I'm just like, really? Is that a bit much? And then we're shown the Brawn tribe playing the hold your breath underwater as long as you can game.
Look like a corpse. And can I say, chef's kiss to that editing between someone hustling to find an idol and then literally cutting back 2 dead bodies in the water.
Yes, let's see. Like that is the stupid kid game at the pool. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna hold my breath underwater for as long as I can. You should
watch me dive. Yeah,
I hope you win.
And then Paulie gets an idol. Bang. Yeah. Now he goes back, and Noonan, obviously student of the game. Noonan, we already know that. She's looking through everything. It's super obvious. Everyone's watching her do it, which is it's fine. Look, it's part of it. Everyone's aware.
Well, half of them are not because they're too busy holding their breath underwater.
So then,
are you guys gonna look for a clue? No, we're gonna hold our breath underwater.
Cool. See you later. See you at tribal. So
see you at tribal. I'll be sitting beside the guy with the idol.
The idol, yeah, exactly. So she's got enough wherewithal to already pick up. She's like, it was weird that Paulie went straight for a walk after that. So she picked up on that.
Be told he had to find a sunny place to place his jumper.
I know. Come on, mate. You got to come up with a better line than that. And then,
why do you have a jumper?
But then he comes back with it because he got so caught up that he forgot to put it back. And so then he has to come back and go, oh, there's no sun anywhere, so I brought it back.
Yes. There's no sun on this tropical island of Samoa.
That is so, and that's obviously because you get excited and you forget that what your lie was, and you come back and then you realize you're still holding your jumper and you go, oh shit.
Yeah. All right. So what does jumper mean in Australia? Like a jumper is like what a little
Jumper is like,
a
yeah, like
hoodie.
you can call it a hoodie or a jumper.
Okay, like a
Yeah.
jumper is like what little kids wear.
Oh no, all of that we call jumpers. Yeah,
Yeah,
we call everything
we
jumpers.
don't. We are much more specific. Yeah, a jumper is what a little kid or a woman would wear. And I was like, I don't, I don't think like like a romper.
I have no idea what you're talking about now. What is a romper? A
A
romper
romper,
stomper?
it's like it's got the pants part and then the top part.
What, a tracksuit?
No, this is all one piece.
Oh, a onesie. A onesie.
Kinda. I'll send you a.
Send me one. Send me
Well,
one.
here, hold on. Here, I should just be able to do it like this.
What's it called? A romper.
Yeah, that's a romper.
Oh, okay. So it's a girl's thing.
Yeah, that's a romper.
Okay.
That's kind of like what a jumper is here.
Okay, you're wrong, John. You're wrong.
But I feel like it was either right before COVID, during COVID, or right after COVID, they were making men's rompers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I never got, and it's called like a momper. I don't know. There was a name for it. It was stupid.
That's weird.
But
it's like the bro or the men's ear.
I went with the two-piece short set instead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
I like a good two-piece. Me, Wendell, and Davey. We Matt Bischoff, Lex got in on it. We like the two-piece short sets. Yeah.
Good. What did you think of Paulie's confession to Noonan to let her know that he had the clue but not the idol?
I would never tell anyone if I had an idol.
I think you're close enough with them now. I don't think you need to tell anyone. I don't think you need to tell them.
No. I mean, you didn't have an idol on Titans v Rebels, right? Okay. If you had, would you have told Maka no?
No.
I didn't think, and I don't think Maka would have told you.
No, he didn't. He told he got an idol from the box and he told the V's because he wanted to lock them in, and he did not tell me. And then when he didn't tell me, I was like, okay, this is where we're at. And then we sort of knew where we're at the moment. But you just got to keep it. If you find it by yourself, the game changes if someone sees you find it. Yeah. And that opens up a whole bunch of shit and that you got to deal with. But if you're just finding that by yourself, that's fine. I just wonder whether it's going to get to the point where he's obviously got the map and Noonan's then going to figure out, hang on, we should have found this by now. Someone else has got it. He's probably got it. And then she's going to cotton on to the fact that he's lied to her. Whereas if he just doesn't tell her at all, I think she can forgive him later on being like, oh, what? You had that? Oh my God, that's crazy. I think that's the response you can get. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should just, like, if you're going to tell her, you just tell, like, it's all or nothing.
Yeah, I agree. This is half measures.
Yeah. So, but once again, sloppy game. I will take sloppy gameplay over game bots all day long. I think this season has gold written all over it because of that. Yeah. I want this to screw over Paulie.
And you have to backtrack. Yeah. Where are we now? Where are we at?
We're right before immunity. Zen's hand is swelling, and I'm like, that's not going to work out. So it is time for immunity. He has a fractured finger, but it's fine, guys. I'm just pulled from the game.
Yeah, just as an afterthought. He comes out and everything. I'm like, okay, he's bandaged up. That's okay. And then he goes, oh, no. They did actually pull me from the game, and I've got to go. Just like, oh man.
Yeah,
I didn't think they'd pull you from a fractured finger. I didn't think they'd do that.
It seemed a bit much. Well, first of all, Nash lost his number one. That wasn't his number one. This may actually work out for Nash.
Yeah, well, he's got one less person gunning for him. Yeah.
Yeah, the gunning for him that he thinks is his number one
is on his side. Yeah.
So that could work out. See, we love you, Nash. Here's what I noticed, and this is what I love so much about Australian Survivor versus US Survivor. The Brains tribe is crying too. Like the Brawns are crying, this is their people. We see Brains crying. The camaraderie of just Australian people versus US people, we're just assholes. Whereas you guys, like, like when you leave, it's like, see ya, whatever. Like you guys are like, no worries. It's like, whoa, wow, you just changed my day. Just stop worrying.
Don't worry. Don't worry, fair play.
So yeah, I love that. Like I thought that was a really cool deal, and you see it so much, especially like the more physical challenges. You guys just beat the shit out of each other, then afterwards you're like, yeah, that fucking ruled.
Yeah, and then they say, all good, mate. All good, mate.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So here we go, folks. Zen is leaving, and he is staying stoic. And yes, folks, that was one of his 2 words of the day. Zen is stoic. Would you like a definition?
Please hit me with the definition of stoic.
Zen is staying stoic.
Hey, there we go. And that's the cap. And you know what? There's a part of me that feels robbed that we're not going to get any more words today from Zen.
Yeah. Well, actually, there was one more word on the way out.
What was that?
Medevac. Is the other word of the day. Dear friends, would you like a definition?
Yes, hit me.
Zen was medevaced out of the game.
In a stoic manner. Yeah.
Obviously. The acumen of the medevac was
sublime. It was sublime.
It was a sublime finish to his story arc. All right. Well, the immunity is an A-frame. You build a pole. You get a key, which gives you coconuts. There's a slingshot. I like it. This is a good one.
Yeah, the slingshot at the end it makes it. To me, the pushing the poles along the little tubey thing, I was like, eh. But
I like the girls are like, let's just do this right and the guys are like, yeah, fuck that.
No, let's smash it.
Yeah, let's manhandle this thing. We can fuck that pole up there.
Hey, it's not Andy. We don't have an Andy out there molesting the poles.
Oh Jesus, that was a thing, huh?
That was a thing.
It's very much a thing. Oh, so yeah, I like this one.
You like this one? Yeah. And Kent, look, honestly, Kent nearly won it. Kent came back strong.
Well, Ben owns the coconuts. Kent is good too. Don't worry, he'll tell you all about it. I feel like that's the only thing he can brag about from his time. Like if you meet Kent in real life, you're like, hey man, sorry about Survivor. That really worked out horribly for you. It's like, oh, did you see me with the slingshot coconut thing? Yeah, I mean, he didn't. I mean, they didn't show me winning.
Yeah.
They did not. You are.
They didn't. But he got to do it. You know what? On an episode like this, with ultimately what happens, spoiler alert, at least you get to go out having a crack at saving your own ass. I hate it when people get voted out and they've sat out of a challenge. They just haven't had that. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. They don't have that one last shot to do something to try and save themselves in the game. So I'm glad.
I mean, typically you put yourself in a decent spot, you sit out, so there's zero accountability whatsoever going into tribal. It's just like, okay, who's going home because it can't be me because you guys fucked up, I didn't.
Yeah, that's the old fuck up mentality.
Yeah. Are you a believer in that? Sitting out if you're in a good spot?
If you're in I sat out a couple of times. I sat out once, one challenge, and that's because we had to make Kel do it, so then she couldn't sit out. So we could make her sit out of the immunity one.
Sure.
But I like doing the challenges.
Yeah.
I know strategically you could go like, I don't want to be in the hero or the failure role where everyone points fingers at you. But I just like doing the challenges. Yeah. I really liked it.
I like safely doing challenges. So I will put myself out there enough.
Yeah, just enough. Yeah.
I found myself in more of a leader role than I ever wanted to be. However, it wasn't like that. It was just like, oh yeah, this is my fucking it. My episode is every episode that I'm talking. So like, it's just
your character, you don't need that. You don't need that hero moment to be like, oh, Jonny, you did the puzzle, yay! Like you've got everything else happening. Yeah.
So I'm just A, I want them to fuck up the puzzle because I need to get rid of somebody, or B, like someone else gets it. I'm just like, yeah, it's a fucking puzzle. Who cares?
Well, the reason if you fuck up a puzzle, it's because you haven't taken your shirt off and gagged yourself. That's how you do puzzles.
With the asphyxiation aspect of it, I feel.
Well, what medically, John, what happens is if you get less oxygen to the brain, it unlocks this puzzle part, and you can do puzzles better.
I saw Nash practicing by holding his breath underwater. Just in case there's a puzzle coming up. Hey guys,
somebody wake up Nash. We love you, Nash. We love
you. Right.
And yeah, so ultimately the Brawn win.
Yeah, well, Ben owns Coconuts, but Petey's there for the finish. And I'm like, oh wow, there's a guy named Petey on the show.
Yeah, Petey's pretty purpled, I think.
Yeah. Braun wins. Everyone was horrible except for Kent on the slingshot, says Kent. And he is going to finish the job with Miles. And
so you don't get all the advertising that we get over here.
No.
Channel 10 advertising everywhere. There's everything. All that we've talked about for like these first 3 episodes is Kent versus Miles. Miles.
I saw memes.
And there's memes about
it. I was like, did they make those before the season started?
Honestly, there's nothing there. It's so weird. It's so weird.
I felt we got a lot of that with it's Kirby versus Ferris, but they're really not going to act on each other.
Yeah. There was a lot of that last season. A lot of that.
Yeah.
Even my episode, my boot episode, the advertising for my boot episode was, can Ferris and Kirby work together? I'm like, just give me something on my boot episode, mate.
Would you have preferred Eden's going home?
Yeah, I would have. Look at this idiot.
Spoiler. Eden is voted out tonight. ... Spoiler.
Yeah. I would have liked that.
That would have been good.
Okay, so
parentheses, maybe we should have said spoiler first.
Yeah. So Miles is accepting the split vote. Miles is like, Kent wants me. I'll be this. Laura tells him, yep, you're going to be the split vote. All the girls are fine with Miles being split, which sort of tells you where Miles is in the hierarchy. If all the girls are just like, yep, that's fine. Miles can be the split vote. So that's got to be in his head at this point.
Well, that's what I was, as I said, I thought based on the edit, I'm just like, we have the lovable nerd. And I'm just like, I don't think they love him. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's, I don't think,
I don't think there's a guy that's cool with him. And the girls are just like, no, we don't need you. We have the numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like we don't need a penis here.
And then what happened? Yeah, by the way, this they talk to Max, and Max is like all in on Kent. He's revenge to like he's burnt my hat, he's dead to me. This is happening. Kent's going home. It is probably one of the quickest revenge arcs we've ever had on the show.
Yes.
Him finding out what happens to the next episode he gets voted out.
And I think they literally say in the they're like revenge arc complete.
Yeah.
Like wow, that was quick. AJ hates it. He thinks Logan has too much power, and AJ the genius, because he reads people for a living, knows he can work with Allie, and he's like, "Hey, Allie, I got this big move. I'm not going to say it yet, but she's like, I'm down." Allie, the genius, has deciphered the other genius's code and immediately runs to Logan and goes, "Hey, he didn't say the name, but I kind of know who it is. It's Rich. Are you in?" And she's like, "Fuck yes." And then we get an oi pinky promise. And I'm like, this is the first oi I've heard since Crocodile Dundee.
Oi. Yeah, it's good. So this is really interesting. This is talk about like, this is like a Shakespearean play of this communication. Like it's a farce.
Yes.
People running around going like, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about Rich. And then in a crazy way, Rich could have gone home through no fault of his own and through AJ not wanting him to go home, which was even crazier. But this is what a big part of the game is, figuring out people's motivations and figuring out what people are wanting from the game.
Sure.
And you put it out there and you get a little bit and then you go, okay, now I can work with that. But AJ had no idea what Ali wants in the game. He was not aware that she's gunning for Rich and that hates Rich. He's not aware that she's super tight with Logan. Like it was a bad read. It was a bad call, Ripley. A bad call.
Yeah, it's for a poker player.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just like, it's like, I think I'm thinking what you think you're thinking. And she was like, yes. And it was like, we're done.
But see, at the same time though, like Rich, he's identified Logan is the king, is the kingmaker in that group, right? So there is some level of, okay, I can see that they're all talking to Logan, but he has no social capital and he has no ability to get anyone on board. And he goes around, he's doing the old tactic where you say you've got the numbers to get people on board. You go, oh no, everyone's doing it.
It was Kent last episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing.
It's like, have you heard it's Miles? I mean, I'm the only one saying it, but I've said it to, how many people do I need? 6? I've heard it from, I've told this plan to 4 people. I have 5. We're good. I'm taking it out.
I'm off for it now. So it's AJ's, he's a bit of an enigma to me because there's some levels of like, okay, I can see what he's trying to do, but I think his timing's off and I think his reads of people are off.
Yeah. So, well, at this point, Kent does his confessional by way of conversation in which I think he's talking to Miles. Last night was a ricochet, but tonight is a bullseye.
Yeah.
And
pans out to Miles standing in front of him. Yeah.
And I don't know if it was here or earlier, and he was just like, you need to focus on your third eye. I don't know why he's talking about his penis. But Miles needs to meditate because that's what insanely rich, delusional people do. Don't try to secure votes. Just sit there and close your eyes.
Meditate. And the votes will come to you, John.
Maybe.
It's the secret. Don't you know about the secret?
It is the secret. Oprah.
It's all Oprah. It's all Oprah.
So, well,
but
Logan.
But can I just say with AJ though, is this big movitis? Is this I want to be a character, I want to do something, I'm just going to do this. Yeah, let's target Morgan. Like, ironically, he could have probably pulled off the Rich blindside. Like, he could have probably done that, not realizing it.
Actually, he could have pulled off potentially. I think Kent's a wild card here. But I think he could have pulled off the Logan move with just the guys.
Well, yeah. So the guys have the majority.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't know. I don't think Miles can be. So it's just like Kent. I promise you, Miles, tomorrow if you just do this tonight.
Yeah. But I don't think Miles is in on that. Is he?
I think he's looking for any agency whatsoever. Yeah. And once again, if you're AJ, it's just like, Miles, you're my number one if you do this. And Miles is like, fuck yeah, let's go.
I don't think Rich has got the VB alliance with Logan and Laura. I don't think he was ever going to get Rich.
I think you make up, like the girls are going, but maybe he's probably double checking.
But you could go back to the previous tribal where Rich's name did come up. Yeah. And that they were looking at like Rich possibly going home.
They were giving him the stink face when he was just like, "Hey, these are my girls." They're like,
"Oh yeah, VB Alliance," and they were like, ugh. So they could have done it, and so I think actually AJ, he had the right idea, but he went to the wrong person first.
Oh yeah,
and I think that's definitely. And I think if he had literally got all the lads and gone, "This is done, this is tight." And then move from there. Because
the preview for tomorrow looks like there is a guys alliance, but
now it's 5-on-5.
But I know, but I don't think Kent was malleable. Like I really think like it was like I think even if you're just like, look, give us this, we will give you Miles on a silver platter tomorrow. Miles is like, no, I have enough money that when I buy something, I get it immediately, and I don't have to wait a second tribal council.
Yeah, and it's because people like that like to be the leader, and they like to tell the thing, and it's very hard to go like, you don't have everyone on board with this. This is our way forward.
Yeah.
Like the girls are not voting Miles. This is not happening.
Yeah. So, and you talk down to women. Here's your chance to.
Yeah. I know.
I'm very not a big Kent fan. People go back and watch Pro Islands and like, oh, you said this. First of all, I'm quoting "Run, Ronnie, Run" for some stuff. Like I'm literally doing quotes from pop culture at that time, which fast forward, 24 years. Don't hold up, that great in the scale of, where, the wicker furniture. In fact, when I'm doing Andy Kaufman, I'm literally the crazy thing was I was just when it comes to, peeled potatoes or scrubbing the floor, I was literally quoting Andy Kaufman, who is right here, by the way, on my desk. I was literally quoting Andy Kaufman line for line. And the crazy thing was, I remember walking at the Grove, and Bob Odenkirk comes up to me. And my favorite show at the time was Mr. Show, Bob and David. And he's like, holy shit, Jonny Fairplay, did you get the book? I'm like, yes. They sent me an autographed copy of whatever happened to Mr. Show. Bob and Dave signed it, and Brian Posehn, and he was like, he goes, I remember watching, and he's like, this kid's fucking doing Andy Kaufman. This is fucking genius. And I'm like, that's what I was doing. Whereas America, or I guess the world, they're just like, this guy's a piece of shit. He's saying the most, but I didn't mean that then. I love women, and fast forward now, a 7-year-old and a 17-year-old daughter and a smoke show fiance. I really love women. Women are my life.
Surrounded him.
Yeah. So whereas Kent, I mean, I'm sure he's just lonely and counting his money like Scrooge McDuck.
He's probably got it in a big. He's probably got it in a big vault somewhere that he could swim in.
Oh yeah, and he's like, no women allowed in here to dirty up my money.
Love it. So where are we at now? So we're at voting.
Logan tells Laura, she's not so sure that's the plan. I'm like, good read, Logan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Laura is like, yeah, Rich is like the only guy telling us the truth, so I don't like the Rich part of this.
Right, yeah.
And then AJ and Max tell Allie that Logan's the plan. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. And AJ's like, okay, cool. Well, will you just promise not to say anything to anyone? And
that was oh, my God, that was so cringy. When it was evaporating in front of him, and then he was just like, oh, don't say anything to anyone about that, please. Just don't. And then she's instantly oh, man, that was bad.
Don't say anything about the small penis. Please, whatever you do not mention that there's a small penis. Sure, I'll be right back. I've just got to go talk to all the girls and talk about your small penis. Hey, there's AJ, the guy with the small penis.
It couldn't have gone any worse for him. His whole,
other than them saying on TV, we saw AJ peeing earlier as a really small micro penis.
That would be the only worst thing that you could possibly do. But it is completely, in one foul moment, it is completely blown up his game.
Yeah, well, as I said, 24 hours ago, I'm just like, I didn't even know this AJ guy existed. I'm just like, wow, is this guy taking over? Oh no, he is
not. And honestly, I think the only thing that saved him was just lack of time. I think that was right before they were going to tribal.
Sure.
And it all happened. It was like, quickly, come over here. And then they just did not have the time to flip everyone over and be like, this is what happened. Because if it was a bit longer, I reckon they would have flipped on him.
I mean, well, they were strongly debating at tribal. And then you have Kent going, hey, remember me? I'm really hateable and women are the worst. And they're like, oh, yeah, we got to get rid of stupid Kent first.
Poor Kent.
Okay.
He was not. He was not for this game. He was not. For
No,
this
it's tribal, and we see Logan with the good read, and I'm like, yes. She says, she knows who's a friend to her face and who isn't. Kent has a delusional read of a game that doesn't exist, so that's good. The whole Miles of it all. And Logan smiles when JLP talks. Nope, it's when you talk, AJ. Do not get that twisted.
That was very pointed questioning by JLP as well. Like he really was like, "Hey, what are you doing smiling then? What's that? Is that this?" Like he wanted that to happen. He wanted.
They did. And that is why I give nothing at Tribal Council.
Yeah, that's same. You just give some little quips, little funny, like nothing too deep, nothing too giveaway. Yeah.
They're just like, well, no, Tribal Council is the one time that you can be honest,
be truthful. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
wrong.
No. I mean, if you're not a good player, sure. I mean, it's a great time for you to be true. I would love for everyone to be truthful at Tribal Council, other than myself,
except for me.
Yeah. So it's just like, what are you basing your vote on? I don't know, Jeff. Astrological. Do you think that's respectful? I'm just like, do you think blowing up my game is respectful?
Astronomical signs. That's
astrological, not astronomical.
Astronomical. Astrological.
Do you know the definition of the word astrological?
Yeah, it's astrological when you go to vote someone out like that.
You are aware.
Yeah, I am aware. Were you actually you had a few that night as well? I remember.
Yeah. So we I think that's when the night we got that's when we got the treasure, and I think it was a bottle of bourbon, and so we were mixing it with coffee, and I was just pounding it because I didn't want that's when I backstabbed blindsided Burton, and I didn't need Burton. Like I'd already worked out the numbers so ridiculously way too early, to be honest with you. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm just like, I got to keep Burton from talking to people. I'm just like, Burton, let's just drink this entire bottle, just me and you. He's like, yeah. I'm like, great.
My poor
So I mean, like, once you commit to a plan,
it's all in.
Yeah. So no, I fell off my seat, and Burton, they didn't show it. And Burton had to pick me up and put me back on my chair.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
And that's when Jeff's like, "Are you loaded?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." Well, actually, I think I said "fuck yeah," and they cut out the fuck.
They cut out the fuck.
And he's like, "Do you think that's respectful?" And I'm
like, I don't know.
I'm fucking hammered. I'm trying to vote someone out. You want me to tell you now? Because I have to be honest.
Oh man.
Let's see. AJ. It appears as though AJ is reading the room at the end of Tribal, because you see a concerned look on his face. But
he knows. He knows.
I don't know if he knows.
He knows.
I would like to think he knows, but I'm not positive.
I think he's there. The fact that he was sitting right next to them, and they were whispering, there is nothing else they would be whispering about besides, do we flip it to me? And you could see it in his face. He had that feeling of like, I think I've just blown my game up. I think and I had that feeling as well. I was like, oh God, I think this is bad. This is bad. It's just right in your gut, and it's just So
I was hoping that was the case, but what people don't know is like for U.S. Survivor, when Jeff's like, I'll collect the votes, and then 45 minutes later, when they get them in the right order, Jeff comes back out. During that 45 minutes, they're filming you, and they need you to they're like, no talking, because they want to get a facial shot of you smiling. They want to see a facial shot of you bored. They want a facial shot of you uncomfortable. There's a facial shot of you thinking, so that they have those, it's like, hey, we need AJ figuring it out.
Yeah.
So,
100%.
But I'm just like, is it that, or did he figure it out? I would like to think that he figured it out, but he did not figure it out prior.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to see if he can rebuild something, because if they go to a 5-5 split, I don't think the girls are flipping on each other. I think the girls are too tight. I honestly see one of the boys, either Rich or Miles, flipping over to the girls, and the other guy's getting picked off. Yeah.
I don't think the preview for next time, it looks like the guys' alliance. I wouldn't be shocked if Rich and Miles are like, yeah, or sorry, Rich and Max. And they're like, yeah, we're in on this. And they're like, yeah, we're not in on this.
Yeah, and they're just going to stick in the background with the girls and try and get to a swap.
And then make their move, from the minority.
From the minority, which we know always works 100% of the time.
It is time to vote. And here's where I wasn't so positive that AJ knew what was going on. He's just like, Kent, it's a boring vote. There was just so much confidence there that nothing else was afoot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes you just get stuff in your head. You go, oh, this is what I'm going to say. This is what I'm going to say when I vote. And that overrides any other logical
that's why you have to do wrestler quotes. So it can be taken.
Or movie quotes right here.
I love it. Some people learn from the best.
Yeah, there you
go. All right. Well, it's 3 votes Miles. And I'm like, okay, well, we know who one of them is. And I'm like, okay.
If you vote, word to the wise, if you're in a split vote and they show your vote first, you're probably in a pretty good position.
Yeah, typically. Yeah. So Kent is so happy with the first 3 votes. He was just like, it was literally the A team. I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, it was. It really
was like,
was.
I have masterminded this for 6 days or whatever day we're on, and nothing can go wrong. Possibly, do they have a trophy for the greatest player in the history of Survivor? I'm not sure, but
our immunity idol that we had for the tribe looked like a championship cup last season, so maybe they can get that out and give it to Ken.
I mean, he could buy it with his at least
I'll sell it to him. I'll sell it to him, mate.
A very nice replica. Do you have it?
No, I don't. I wish.
Okay. I was like, wow, way to go. Well, the imaginary war that never existed
it's finally over.
It's finally over. And Kent lost against a player that is slightly more acknowledged than himself.
That's it. That's all she wanted. It came down to the hat. The hat put
closing comments. The burning of the hat had a maximum impact tonight. And I'm like, or the fact you had 0 social game whatsoever.
Yeah, it is really hard when you like. Obviously, he felt that he just wasn't connecting with anyone out there, and he was like, "What can I do? What are some of the things?" So yeah, it is really tough. But maybe it did feel like this AJ thing had come out of the blue. People still didn't like Rich. Like there were other targets out there that possibly.
Yeah, just don't be a fucking psychopath.
Just get out of the way of your own self. Yeah.
Yeah, be less psychopathy, and it's anyone else but you. I mean, like, I just
quoting Sandra now.
Maybe. So yeah, it was a lot. It was I don't. He was literally playing a game of one. He was playing Uno Survivor.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, he didn't have anyone. He just didn't have anyone.
And I mean, and there's this entire war, it's just like Miles is evil. Everyone sees it just like I do. And the women are horrible. And then I'm just like, what?
No one's seeing this.
Where are all these things happening? All right. You know what's happening with Eden? Well, you can find out. Where can they find you on the socials?
At Eden Porter 1, and you can find me at Eden Porter on the old X, as well as you can follow us. We're going to do the first episode of the Survivor Debrief with my brother up tomorrow, where we're going to look at the first, have a bit of a recap of the first 3 episodes, what we liked, what we didn't like, it's been a great week. Loved it.
It has. I premiere wise, I was let down by that first. I just needed a grandiose, brutal challenge to start. We didn't get it. Maybe in the bottom half of premieres, No one that I don't think anyone super loves right now. However,
Yeah.
I'll sacrifice both of those things for two people that I hate and sloppy gameplay, which I think leads to more fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. It's going to be very interesting how everyone starts relating to each other. Like once these big, like obviously there's people that no one likes.
Yeah.
Once they're out of the way, who's going to be the next person that's thrown under the bus?
Yeah.
It's going to all come to a head, I reckon.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I think this is great. So, well, join me in Australia. Join me next week. I will be, oh my God, this is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm going to be in Norwalk, Connecticut for the premiere of Survivor Season 48. Get tickets at Best Trivia Ever. That's Best Trivia Ever. It's me and Richard Hatch. That's right. The Godfather. Me and Hatch. Best Trivia Ever next Wednesday night, Norwalk, Connecticut. And yeah, links to everything else at JonnyFairplay.com. Get yourself a cameo.com/JonnyFairplay. I'm at Jonny Fairplay on everything except for TikTok. It's Fairplay Talks, but no H in Johnny, JONNY. And until next time, bye everybody.
See you later.